We're on to the second part of the prologue. Because I'm not reading for an entire hour on one thing because too much gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's move on. Back to reading Heaven is for Real by Todd Burpo. As Cassie giggled softly, I noticed that Colton's answer had been quick and matter-of-fact without a hint of hesitation. Sonia and I exchanged glances again. What's going on? Did he have a dream in the hospital? And one more unspoken question. What do we say now? A natural question popped into my head. Colton, what did the angels look like? He chuckled at what seemed to be a memory. Well, one of them looked like Grandpa Dennis. But it wasn't him, because Grandpa Dennis had glasses. Then he grew serious. Dad, Jesus had the angels sing to me because I was so scared. They made me feel better. Jesus. I glanced at Sonia again and saw that her mouth had dropped open. I turned to Colton. You mean Jesus was there? My little boy nodded as though reporting nothing more remarkable than seeing a ladybug in the front yard. Yeah, Jesus was there. Well, where was Jesus? Colton looked me right in the eye. I was sitting on Jesus' lap. Or in Jesus' lap. If there are stop buttons on conversation, that was one of them right there. Astonished into speechlessness, Sonia and I looked at each other and passed another silent telegram. Okay, we really need to talk about this. We all piled out of the expedition and trooped into Arby's, emerging a few minutes later with the bag of grub. In between, Sonia and I exchanged whispers. Do you think he really saw angels and Jesus? I don't know. Was it a dream? I don't know. He seemed so sure. Back in the SUV, Sonia passed out roast beef sandwiches and potato cakes. Ooh, potato cake. And I ventured another question. Colton, where were you when you saw Jesus? He looked at me as if to say, didn't we just talk about this? At the hospital. You know, when Dr. Halloran was working on me? Well, Dr. Halloran worked on you a couple of times, remember? I said. Colton had both an emergency appendix and Tommy, then an abdominal clean-out in the hospital. And later we had taken Colton to have some keloid scarring removed. But that was at Dr. Halloran's office. Are you sure it was at the hospital? Colton nodded. Yeah, at the hospital. When I was with Jesus, you were praying and Mommy was talking on the phone. What? That definitely meant he was talking about the hospital. But how in the world did he know where we had been? But you were in the operating room, Colton, I said. How could you know what we were doing? Because I could see you. The Colton had said matter-of-factly, I went up out of my body and I was looking down and I could see the doctor working on my body. And I saw you and Mommy. You were in a little room by yourself praying, and Mommy was in a different room. She was praying and talking on the phone. Colton's words rocked me to my core. Sonia's eyes were wider than ever. But she said nothing. She just stared at me and absently bit into her sandwich. That was all the information I could handle at that point. I started the engine, steered the expedition back onto the street, and pointed us towards South Dakota. As I hit 180, pastures unrolled on either side, dotted here and there, with duck ponds that glinted in the moonlight. By then, it was very late. It seemed everyone else was snoozing as planned.
You're not supposed to yawn. You start that sentence.
As soon as everyone else was snoozing as planned, the road hummed. The road hummed underneath me. I marveled at the things I had just heard our little boy had said some pretty incredible stuff. And he had backed it up with credible information. Things were just no way he could have known. We had not told him what we were doing while he was in surgery under anesthesia, apparently unconscious. Over and over, I kept asking myself, how could he have known? But by that time, we had rolled across South Dakota state line. I had another question. Could this be real? On to chapter 1, which I will do in another part. Toodaloo. I don't know what the rest of this stuff we say. Jenny?
Like and subscribe.
Okay, like and subscribe.
So we can get to 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
So we can start
beekeeping. We were supposed to say it at the same time. It sounded funny.
So we can start beekeeping. Okay.
All right. We're good?
Now, stay blessed, make the world a better place, one person and one moment at a time.
That's
now we go. Bye-bye.